Good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari alongside Masuko Asukwo James, TVC News Editor.
Good morning. Good morning, Nigerians.
Indeed. Someone called in yesterday and was saying that, he was relieved that here we were doing something apart from COVID-19. Now, COVID-19 is the news all over the world now. Okay, so we went somewhere else yesterday. We were looking at agriculture and also inputs into the economy, infrastructure, and so he said he was pretty pleased. I don't know, maybe he'll think the same way today because we're going to put something of a hiatus on COVID-19 and look at other aspects. Coming down to the Southwest here, in particular, maybe is it politics? Whatever. The Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly has found himself in the eye of the storm in the sense that there have been sort of relentless reports on him, principally by online the online news platform Sahara Reporters, but has now subsequently been reported by all other media, all directly quoting Sahara Reporters. Now, grievous allegations were made against the Honorable Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and he has many times denied those allegations, but they just keep on coming. And he even at a time had threatened a lawsuit, to sue them, whoever was busy perpetrating all of these, from their point of view, misinformation. But then Sahara Reporters was basing its reports, according to it, on papers cited by it. Now, I suppose the thing to do, we decided today that let's reach into the House of Assembly, the Lagos State House of Assembly, and see what they think about all of this. What are their comments? We would have liked to speak with the Speaker himself, but we do have people from the Lagos State House of Assembly who will be speaking with us. For instance, we have Honorable Tunde Braimo. Honorable Braimo is chair of the House Committee on Information Security and Strategy. So he'll be joining us by Skype, as will subsequently chairman of the House Committee on Finance, because all of these matters about finance. We've heard all sorts of stories, principally just to sort of give some sort of an indication, sort of misleading the House into approving contracts that would be of benefit to the Speaker. If anything could be more grievous, I don't know what could be.
Exactly.
And as I said, the Speaker has denied this. All sorts of misrepresentation, allegations of misrepresentation. The Honorable Speaker reportedly setting up companies, putting in there his family members. It's the most unsavory thing, and we just had to reach out and say, what exactly is going on? Now, I'm glad that we were able to get hold of one of the guys who should know all about this, apart from the Speaker himself, talking about the chairman of the House Committee on Information Security and Strategy. And there's a sense in which all those three offices are embedded in what we're talking about now. Good morning, Honorable Tunde Braimo.
Good morning.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about the nature of the situation we have on our hands? Where is it coming from? People say there's no smoke without fire, or is it the other way around, no fire without smoke? Tell us, is there any smoke and is there any fire?
Well, obviously, there is a smoke, and of course, no fire, no inferno yet, but maybe it will snowball into an inferno because definitely to every right, there is a correspondent duty. And when you accuse somebody, you take an action, there is a reaction to every action that you take. So you must be prepared for the consequences of your act. The truth is that the allegations against the Speaker and by extension the House of Assembly that have been flying in the air recently are just perpetrations, fabrications, and orchestration of mischief. It's unfortunate that when we first had it through, we were interested, and one was naturally imbued, and we wanted to get to the root of it. But upon investigation, we saw that there is nothing to it because most of the information that were put in the public domain were deliberately doctored, manufactured, distorted, maneuvered, or manipulated in such a way as to skew the news to the favor or to the sensitization of what the purveyors want to prove. For example, now it was in the domain, because I have some documents with me here, when which the purveyors brought out to say for inauguration, because we were alarmed too when we heard that for our inauguration of the Ninth Assembly, the Speaker approved or spent the sum of 258 million to print invitation cards. When we heard that, we were alarmed, and of course, naturally, because we are not a house of fools, we are a house of parliament, so we had to go into it and to find out. And the same document they are talking about, I don't know where they got that document from. Document available to me here, which I'm showing to you, will reveal to you that invitation cards was printed for 1,500,000 and something thousand, 1,300,000 and something thousand, and not 251 million. The whole event itself costs 61 million.
Okay.
Because if you look at what I'm holding here now,
yeah, well, I can't see the print.
Cards.
We can't see the print, but understandably. But let me ask you, Honorable Brimo. As I said in my opening, the online platform I mentioned earlier is saying that it is basing its reporting on documents it has cited, and then goes ahead to actually put photographs of certain documents. Now, we have no way of knowing how genuine those documents are, but it's like they are saying that these are the documents available to us. In particular, there's something about a cleaning services. Maybe, first of all, was that made up, or just sort of give us some sort of perspective to the documents that they are quoting and indeed purportedly showing?
That's why I was saying that most of the documents were either manufactured, doctored, manipulated, maneuvered, or meandered to actually orchestrate some kind of premeditated damaging allegations against the person of the Speaker or the body of the House of Assembly.
Why would that be? Why would that be? Let me ask you this, because I want to try and understand this, sir. Why? Well, first of all, my understanding is that nobody from the outside can just wake up and begin to put this kind of a story out without some sort of an in, if you get my meaning. And when you said about damaging the reputation of the Honorable Speaker, I wanted to ask you, what are the parameters to your mind that could have led to such bitterness, no matter how ill-conceived? What's going on? Why would there be such bitterness against him?
Well, unfortunately, you and I know we live in the third world, and some people, when they fail to get something through the main door, they go through the back door, and they stop at nothing to corner whatever they think they are after. Not everybody is decent in their approach. Not everybody is well-mannered in their approach of achieving whatever ambitions they set forth. So some people can go to any length to disparage or destroy or, decimate others for them to get whatever they think they want to get. So these are political times. But don't forget that the issues are dry-headed. So you cannot say it's coming from somewhere. It could be an alibi. Even if you say, okay, there is an infight, or there was an infight in the House of Assembly, which has been resolved now, one will naturally want to think, okay, maybe it's from there. But it may be from there. It may not even be from there. Because you see, some people may want an alibi. That, okay, if I do this, they will say it's the infight in between them that is responsible. So let me use that one as a cover-up to do what I want to do. We don't know where exactly this is coming from, but definitely it is being orchestrated. It is being meditated. It is being planned. You see, the House of Assembly fights corruption a lot. You know, most of the time when we do oversight functions, we expose corrupt contractors or maybe people who are making the state dry. And the Speaker has always been the forefront of this. As a matter of fact, the House of Assembly too, most of the time we take up matters, take up issues and investigate, and so maybe we don't know exactly where this is coming from, but definitely it is coming from a global source, and of course it will be unraveled.
I don't know if it is you, your good self, or indeed your colleague that will be coming on later, Honorable Olowo, who is of the Finance Committee, but there were aspects of the stories out there concerning your official accommodations, but you know, I've heard from both sides. That is to say, the initial allegation is that the Honorable Speaker, something in the region of 17 million or some such highfalutin figure.
17 million for the maintenance of the Speaker's office.
Yes, yes, for the residence of the Speaker. But I believe that subsequently, when you were explaining it, when I say you, I mean corporate you, that actually
Yes.
the figure exists, but it's not the way it was put out. Could you explain that?
Yes, yes, that's another personification of mischief because it's of course the figure exists that, like has been previously explained, there is a figure like that. But what the purveyors of the bad news did was to extrapolate or highlight just one part. Okay, maintenance of the Speaker's office, guest house, and home, and they left out all the other ambits of the expenditure line because there are so many ambits to that expenditure line. For example, most of the domestic and personal staff of Mr. Speaker are attached to that line of expenditure. He has an array of staff to complement his status and office because of specialization. He has special advisors. He has special assistants, senior special assistants. He has a lot of aides that were approved for him to aid him in doing his work because, you know, he has to be informed about virtually everything. He has a special assistant on media, on public relations, on community relations, on chieftaincy matter, all sort of advisors and assistants, which the law envisioned that he may need to properly function because of his high office. So all these people are not taken care of.
Okay, Honorable Asukwo has a question for you.
Okay, now are you saying that all these that you have mentioned that you actually broke down are part of the 17 million, or there's a 17 million separate, and then there's another figure attached to all the other ones?
No. It's there. I can search for the document. It's there. It's there. It's part of it. You know, it's not, what we are against. You see, because he who asserts must prove. That's what the Constitution says. The accused does not have to prove his own innocence. It is you, the accuser, that needs to prove the guilt of the accused beyond reasonable doubt. Not just proving it, you prove it beyond reasonable doubt. What we are saying is that it is very bad for anybody to suppress. It's criminal for anybody to suppress information. When you want to bring out something to public domain and you are saying 17 million, fine. There's nothing wrong with 17 million. There's nothing wrong with you raising an alarm if it sounds bogus. But the truth is that why will you suppress? Why will you kind of remove some parts of the expenditure line when you are aware that it's just not only cleaning of the house that they are talking about, that they are talking about other lines of expenditure.
Okay, one moment, Honorable Brimo. Thank you very much, and I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I've got to go on a quick break. Stay with us, please. We'll be right back. And still ahead, Honorable Rotimi Olowo. Okay, welcome back, and we're engaging the House of the Lagos State House of Assembly through two of its honourable members, Rotimi Olowo and Tunde Brimo. We were actually talking with Tunde Brimo before we had to go away. Honourable Brimo, are you still there with us? Okay, we'll see if we can get either Honourable Brimo back or Honourable Olowo. You know how it is, these are technical things. It's something of well, the House itself has commented on the reports, the nature of the reports. It's called them vile and denigrating. But then we need to, okay, I understand Honourable Brimo is back. He was with you.
Honourable, now you made mention about a certain 1.61 million for the inauguration, and then Sahara reporters also mentioned something about a certain trip that actually cost 53.7 million. Now, and that trip, from what it was reported, it never happened. So how true is that fact that these monies were actually cornered, and then you guys did not even go for that trip?
Thank you very much. Incidentally, I was on that trip myself. What was being peddled and what was being orchestrated was that assembly went with one perceived mistress, whatever that means. The person that they are referring to as a mistress, unfortunately, is a foreign affairs and protocol officer to the speaker. She's a civil servant who is entitled to the dignity of her own labor. She's married, and it's unfortunate that she's being referred to as somebody else's mistress. I'm not here to speak for her, but I'm just saying that we should be mindful of what we do at times, not to destroy other people's hopes, other people's lives, other people's career. So I was on that trip along with other honorable members, and we were about 4 members who went on that trip with some civil servants who are with us. And we had photographs at the event. This is myself at the same right, and other people, Honorable Jimmy Mohammed, Honorable Shakasulaja, the right honorable speaker, and the lady herself, and other civil servants were there. And all of us together, spending about 5 days in Atlanta, Georgia, spending that sum of 53 million. So not 2 people as alleged, and not only exclusively to those 2 people. We were about a total of about 7 on that trip. So I don't know where that came from.
But did the conference actually hold? Because even Sahara Reporters is saying that conference was a women conference, and then there was more or less that there was not even a female lawmaker that even went with that to that trip. And what kind of conference was it? I think you need to clear the air on that. What kind of conference was it?
Okay, don't get it twisted. The one they are talking about women conference is the one in Dubai.
Okay, good.
I on that, but I have documents to defend that. But let me quickly.
Now, let's talk about the one from the US first. Let's talk about the one from the US.
The one in Atlanta, Georgia,
yes.
was
Did he hold? Did he actually hold?
It's held, but it was postponed. As a matter of fact, let me tell you, those of us who were on that trip, we had to expend more than even what we were given, because the conference was to hold in September 2019. So we went to, I was, for example, someone like me was at Atlanta, Georgia, when I heard the conference was postponed. I had to return back home and went back again in November at my own expense. Nobody gave me any extra money to go. I offered to return the money, but the speaker insisted I had to go. So for someone like me, I had issues with that, but I had to go back at my own, cushioning the effects of the shortfall with my own money. So we went there. It was not a women conference. It was a conference, a trade mission, because it was organized by the Federal Ministry of Trade, Minister Otumba Niyadebayo, General of Nigeria and Atlanta. So they did it to kind of bring in investors to the country. And Lagos being a commercial nerve center of the country, we had to be there. And it was a very successful mission. We were able to make a lot of friends. We were able to represent Lagos and, of course, give Lagos the kind of platform it deserves for people to know. Because there are other governors who were there personally. Governor of Gombe, governor of Edo. There were about 3 governors who were there, and others, houses of assembly and all of that. So everybody was trying to compete for attention of the investors that were laid down to us by the mission of Nigeria in Atlanta. So it was kind of a subtle competition. Everybody was trying to say what the people stood to gain if they came to their own state, and we were able to represent Lagos very well.
Okay, so now what of the one in Dubai, and how many lawmakers actually went to the trip?
The one in Dubai, they said, well, it was 80 million, about 19 people, the speaker, deputy speaker's wife, and 17 others. Those are 20 people who went, and they said they spent 80 million in the space of 80 million in the space of 5 days. About 20 people. So if we break it down, we should know that these are just, when we just do the sum, 80 million, of course it sounds bogus. But when you look at the number of people on that and how many days they spent and the class of tickets that they will have to use to get to Dubai, you can see that it's not as outrageous as they want you to believe. We know that the cost of running government will be a bit high, and we know we have to be sensitive and sensible in the way we spend the patronage sum available to us as a country. But at the same time, what has to be done has to be done. Most of these things are good if you just sit down in our own cocoon without reaching out to others to come in and help us in our body policy that we'll be deceiving ourselves. And of course, again, the truth is that we need to expose ourselves to international best practices. We have to know what is going on around the world. So the training has possibly impacted on many of us because of the exposure we are opportune to have.
So how many female lawmakers went, since it was a women conference? How many female lawmakers?
Well, the details are here. It was an all-women trip. The only people that went that were not women were the speaker and the deputy speaker. The rest that went are either legislators or wives of legislators. It was an all-women. That was a women affair. It's a women affair.
Okay.
Yes.
Honorable Brymo, these are grievous. First of all, did you make some sort of a concession there when you said you acknowledged that the cost of governance might be a bit high? There are those who would say, so what are you doing? Because you also said, considering the kind of tickets that we would have to buy, there are those who would say that, why didn't you guys go in economy? I mean, this is a small aside based on two things you just said. One, you accept the cost might be a bit high. Two, you said the kind of tickets we have to have. You know, perhaps this is where, you know, some sort of opprobrium, no matter how, you know, ill-felt or not, might begin to come in.
Well, these things are regularized by the civil service structure. They are already predetermined. It's not about you.
Okay.
It's about if you decide.
Let's not waste too much time on that. Thank you, sir.
I need to explain that, please. I need to explain that.
Okay.
That's very important. And I thank you for bringing it up. Because when I said cost of governance will be a bit high, I did not mean that maybe this is particularly 80 million for 20 people to go outside the country for 5 days. They have to sleep where it's secured. We cannot say because we want to save money, we put them into brocels or motels where they can be attacked. So you see, all these things have to be. As a matter of fact, let me tell you the truth. The truth is that someone like me I don't look up to foreign trips in the House of Assembly, because most of the time the foreign trips they are not even enough. The money available is not even enough to kind of cover the kind of cost that I would like to cover.
Okay.
So it is the modesty that we use in the House of Assembly compared to other civil service organizational structures is quite remarkable. And when I say the cost of governance may appear high, it's not to say that maybe it's outrageous or bogus, but to say that maybe we look at it, okay, what are they doing in Dubai in the first instance? But if you don't go to Dubai at all, how will you know what is happening around the world?
All right.
What are they doing in America? What are they doing in Atlanta, Georgia? If they don't go to Atlanta, Georgia, will they be running their own government according to the limit of their own scope here, or they would like to compare notes with other people? That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
Not to say that
Thank
maybe.
you.
Yes.
Thank you for clarifying that. Now, seeing as we, the online media, Sahara Reporters has put out its version. Other people are reporting on that which has gone out. Now we are speaking with you to, hear it from inside here. Now, I was saying in my opening that the Honorable Speaker, has threatened to sue if they do not retract. I understand that there's a network issue. I'll repeat it for you when we get connected again. But people that have read the stories, okay, Honorable Brymo, I understand that you're back. The speaker through his lawyer has warned Sahara Reporters to desist, and I think he has threatened to sue. So the question I wanted to ask is, how serious are you really? Because these are grievous allegations, and that you and all your colleagues in the House, are battling to sort of, come against. How serious are you to take this to court, to sue, that is, where it can be argued properly? And because I'm concerned, if an allegation is made of this kind of a nature, and you get a warning from a lawyer, and the response is you put it out again the following day. So I think that is where they call that. That is the one they begin to call relentless. How willing are you, as a House, to go to court over this?
Well, definitely, the arbiter, the last hope of the common man, is the court, because we, as lawmakers, will not do anything. Because one of the allegations pending against the speaker was that maybe he had some talks to attack somebody or somewhere and all of that, which is quite laughable, because as lawmakers, naturally, it should be absurd or very preposterous to kind of take laws into their own hands. So when talks fail, of course, you have to resort to arbitration or mediation from the court. So the letter has been written, and of course, in due course, the matter will have to go to court because, like I've said, there's intransigence and there's obduracy where somebody refused. Look at the background of the people we are talking about. When you see, even against the Federal Republic of Nigeria, against all the collective will of Nigerians, they've been like that. That's their own stock in trade. That's their own style of operating. Outlaws. You know, people say, okay, well, we are above the law. Nobody can stop me. I can do whatever I want to do. I declare this, I declare that. No, some people that reason like that. But you see, because they are part of us and because we are leaders, we have to be careful not to castigate them or ostracize them. We have to kind of find ways of rehabilitating them and making.
Okay. I want to thank you then, Honorable Tunde Brahima. Honorable Tunde Brahima, I want to thank you for your time, sir. Chairman, House Committee on Information Security and Strategy, all of those actually being involved because there's something about shall we say, the integrity of the House, which is like its security. It's important, and it's also important to know the information. And indeed, in terms of strategy, how does the House propose to, go forward on this? Thank you very much, sir. We'll take a break now, but then we'll resume, and we'll also have another assemblyman, Honorable Rotimi Olowo. Okay, welcome back. Still here with Asukwa James, and we've spoken with Honorable Tunde Brahima. We're looking at the very grievous allegations put out by online media Sahara reporters about all sorts of financial improprieties against the Honorable Speaker of the House of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa. And we still have Honorable Rotimi Olowo to speak with as well. He's chair of the House Committee on Finance. But in between them, we'd like to speak with Comrade Declan Ihekiare. Comrade Declan is a national coordinator and activist for good governance, and he joins us via phone. Good morning, Comrade.
Yeah, good morning, and good morning, Nigerians.
Indeed. Well, Comrade, you've been hearing the program so far, and no doubt you've read the papers as well, so you know about this story. Well, give me your impressions, because it is what it is. It's quite messy. Give me your impression.
Yeah, thank you so much. I am so happy that I'm being involved in this discussion this morning. Basically because I, as an activist, I need to speak the truth. And the petition or the petitioners or the writers are also from the coalitions. And we in the civil society would believe in coalitions. But unfortunately, we should be guided in whatever thing we are doing. As a veteran...
Okay, one moment, Comrade Declan. I want a bit of clarification from you. Are you giving me to understand that, look, these petitions originated within the community of civil society communities? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is this. Most of the petition or petitioners are coding coalition of blah, 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 coalition of that, coalition of that. So coming from that angle,
okay,
a group of people who come together and form a coalition, codenamed themselves to be civil society members. But what I am saying is this. As a veteran, I have read through everything. I have interviewed most of these petitioners. And I'm coming forth to say clearly that if you have anything against any public officer, you can put up your petition. But where you begin to stampede that officer, or you stampede the offices where petitions have been taken to begin to take actions that look as if it's a witch hunting, that is where people like us disagree. I may go to tell you, most of the actors involved in these petitions, I have spoken to them one-on-one. and they cannot, I repeat, they cannot defend whatsoever they have presented. I give you an instance. When I read that about 17 million was being spent on Speaker's guest house, if I was not in the system, I would have digested it and would have just killed the Speaker. But when I sat down and looked at other things involved in the 17 million, I had to call them. I said, look, you can't just bring up figures, outrageous figures. Then you must align those figures with what is on ground. Look, we are in a political terrain, and we know how we operate in the civil society. Unfortunately, some of my cadres are allowing themselves to be used by political opponents.
What about the allegation? Because what you are speaking about now seems to be quite favorable to the House of Assembly. Would you be speaking for the House of Assembly?
What I'm saying is this. There are procedures in every organization. And in Lagos House of Assembly and other House of Assemblies, there are procedures to spend money. The question is, before you put up a petition, have you studied how it was done? Was the money you allege that have been stolen by Mr. Speaker, have you found out if it was Mr. Speaker who stole the money or the money was expended on a particular project? Don't forget, EFCC Act 16.1 stated clearly that beyond giving information, beyond petitioning individuals, you must prove your case beyond reasonable doubt. Failure to do that, the anti-graft have right to also prosecute you.
Okay. Would you see yourself as defending the Lagos State House of Assembly?
I am defending the truth. I am defending the truth. I am not saying that the petitioners don't have right to write petition. In one of the petitions I read, they also stated there that Mr. Speaker should what? He should just step down or he should just resign. And he should just resign. I read that. I said, why are you asking him to resign? In a petition to EFCC, asking the Speaker to resign.
Okay.
What does that imply?
So
it has gone beyond alleging him of fraud. And I'm saying, you cannot allege Speaker of any fraud in absentia of the decision of the House, because he's not the only person who approves anything in the House.
Okay,
so
one moment, please.
So, comrade, are you now saying that there are some fake civil society organizations who are trying to make money out of nowhere? Is that what you're trying to say?
Of course. I'm a veteran. You know that I'm a veteran in activism. And I'm standing to tell you here that people just want to use this opportunity to run down Mr. Speaker. But I'm telling you, if they really want to do the business, they should have understood that Speaker alone cannot take the decision in the House. And I asked some of them, I said, come, why are you always interested in Mr. Speaker? I read through their petition.
Okay.
I have met
yes,
some
you've
of
told
them.
us that. I want to thank you, Comrade Declan. I want to thank you very much for coming on and giving us your perspective as civil society organization yourself, talking about you being an activist for good governance. In fact, you are the national coordinator. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. We want to now connect with Honorable Rotimi Olowo, an assemblyman. If you want, well, he's chairman, House Committee on Finance, and if you want, he is directly involved because it is the integrity of the House that is being impinged upon, and that they have been defending themselves, against.
Exactly.
Good morning, Honorable Olowo.
Hello, good morning, Obiori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for making time out for us. Give us your perspective, especially you being of the Finance Committee and all these matters. There's no. My thinking is that nothing would be going on in the House as has been described without the House Committee on Finance having knowledge of it. So what do you make of these grievous allegations?
Thank you, Uncle Yuri. We all should appreciate the fact that the House of Assembly is an institution. It's not a private business like enterprises or one-man show. It's not a sole proprietor. It's an institution that is established by law and has own procedures. The fact of the matter is that all those allegations are frivolous. Because just like as a journalist, you need to balance your report. If a hypothesis obviously result, but the first thing you need to do is to go and do your feasibility study. They alleged, and they could come back with documents that will give that allegations a bite. What they have done is basically just to be stealing documents without looking at the next level. There are procedures.
When you said frivolous, sir, frivolous, well, you said all those allegations are frivolous, but you're not saying they are untrue.
Yes. They are not true.
Okay.
That's why
they are false.
They are marginally believable ones. They are false in the real sense. They are false.
In the real sense.
When, for example, in procurement law, Fund Management Committee of the House, it should be noted that Speaker does not approve above 100 million naira. His approval authority is 100 or less than 100 million naira. Anything above that, the Fund Management Committee, of which I'm a member, and some other 3 members, then the procurement officer of the House, the clerk, and Mr. Speaker, the chairman, we see that we deliberate on what we want to buy or project we want to embark on. Then when we send out our proposal, we check based on prices and other features based on the projects we want to do. Then we now send it to a Lagos State procurement agency. It is after the Lagos State procurement agency issue certificate of compliance that that project will now be awarded.
Okay, well, for the moment, we've lost him there, and Honorable Lewis is sort of bringing it,
another perspective.
Another perspective. When he comes back, because time is not exactly our friend, I wanted to ask him the allegations, what he has, because the finance committee, accountants, and all those kind of people, they're very, very particular about records. And if we are hearing the allegation that the Honorable Speaker, there are some companies in there that are really shells, in the sense that he allegedly has put his family members at the head of those of those companies. These are the kind of things that all sorts of forensic people, are very, very highly interested in. So I wanted to ask him what he makes of all of that. But I'm sure we'll be reconnected very, very shortly. But interesting. Well, he first of all said it was frivolous, but then amended that to say untrue. Because sometimes the thing can be frivolous, but not exactly untrue. It's just that, come on, you're being frivolous. But he amended it to say that untrue. Probably, maybe I'll confirm with him when we come back, if that means entirely made up.
Yes, especially where it comes to the fact that he has to also explain the one that is untrue, whether it's the trip that they went to or
at the moment, the way, well, again, as soon as we reconnected with him, so you can bring this up with him. Going from what Honorable Brimore first of all said, he said that the whole thing is a bag of shenanigans, in the sense that, okay, Honorable Olowo, you're back. Good to have you back. I wanted to quickly ask the allegation that there are companies in there that the House is being misled or has been misled to do business with, but were really the companies owned by the Honorable Speaker, but he had members of his family heading them up. You no doubt also are aware of this allegation out there. How say you, sir, to that?
Yes, I'm aware of that allegation. Uncle Yori?
Yes, sir.
There are procedures. If those contractors and companies we deal with, number one, they must have registered with Public Procurement Agency of the Lagos State. And the so-called King Run asked no dealings, and I mean it, stands to be quoted, asked no dealings in any form with Lagos State and Lagos State government. If the speaker go to CST to register his company, he has the right. But has that company had any dealings with the state or with the House of Assembly? No. So if he has company, many of us have companies, but we don't deal with the state.
Okay.
So that we will not run foul of the extant laws.
Okay, so this is part of the mixing up that you were talking about. Is this an example of the mixing up that we're talking about? That whereas the honorable speaker, might, I don't know for sure, might actually own a company, but you are saying categorically that that company has no business whatsoever with the Lagos State House of Assembly.
And Lagos State as a whole is a private company, and he has the right to have companies, and he will have his children on board. The same thing with myself. When I open an account, a company, I have my children there as part of the directors, because when I'm long gone, they will take over from that place. And is it wrong for him to have a company? But the real issue is this: has he done any business with Lagos State? Okay. Any company he has? No. Has he done any business with House of Assembly? No. So has he registered that company with Public Procurement Agency? No.
So it's mischief.
If they can come across.
So it's mischief.
They're just trying to be mischievous. It's mischief. And they know the reason is because you have Honorable Brahmo, the selling question. Why? The why is this: because some run foul of the ethics of the house and they were suspended, and some were removed from their position. That was when they started doing this rubbish.
I see.
And there are external collaborators who want to destroy Mr. Speaker because they believe in 2023 he's going to contest again. So to dim his image and to destroy his image before 2023 is what we are seeing. It's pure politics. You have political undertones, political maneuvering. It has nothing to do. The house is not for Speaker. The house is for us. We have extant laws, we have procedures. It is not the Speaker's business to talk about procurement and doing all those. Clark is there. I'm a member of Fund Management Committee. We do this in accordance, adherence to the extant laws, which is public procurement law, passed by the House.
Okay, so there's all this, from what you are telling us and what Honorable Brahmo told us before, you seem to, both of you seem to be indicating that there's a heck of a lot of innuendo going on. There are things that are indeed rights of every Nigerian, but in this case, it would seem that you are explaining that they are taking some things and making mischievous use of the facts, and it's all based on politics of 2023 possibly, and also some disagreement that happened within the House in recent times, but that, as you say, has been resolved.
Yes, you are right.
We're honorable. I have to go before the electorate first. Sorry, sir. Yes. Okay. You said basically I got some of it right. That this is all about politics of 2023 from your perspective.
Some people are just coming in with a view to destroy Mr. Speaker or to destroy that institution, but we are resolute. It's about majority. If they want to impeach Speaker, let them try their minds. We have 27 honorable members in support of Mr. Speaker, and that obviously in the House of Assembly there are procedures. Just like procurement procedures, you have impeachment procedures. They should not go to newspapers who have no modicum of integrity. Because my take is this: for you to write a petition, you have the right to write a petition. But the allegation you are writing petition on, have you investigated it? Have you got into the truth that the whole thing is true? If it is false, why are you forging ahead? But like other comrades rightly said, they thrive in such a trade. Because without getting some pecuniary returns on that, they will not be able to make a living. So some people are bent destroying the institution, destroying Mr. Speaker, because of the pecuniary interest. Because Mr. Clark is there. We have a law, information law, which they have access to. They can make an inquiry, make investigation, make incursion into the house, and ask for documents.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you, Honorable Olowo, how much is this distracting the House from the business it was indeed elected to perform? Is it a big distraction? Because I just wonder, are you able to get any work done with the kind of atmosphere that I'm beginning to sort of imagine exists in there?
The house is peaceful. The house is running its proceedings. We have passed Corona bill. We have passed notified the neighborhood corps bill, and we are doing other things. So the distraction didn't get to the house because we know that we cannot be distracted because they are a bundle of lies. So we will not allow them to take precedence over what we are doing in the house.
Do you think it is worthwhile?
Thursday,
I hear you, sir. Do you think it is worthwhile for the House to go to court? The Speaker reportedly, I don't know if he has threatened to sue for $1 billion if people don't desist, or if he has actually gone ahead and done so. Do you think it is worth going to court to sort this out once and for all? Or, I don't know, maybe that's not the way to go. What do you think?
Entity in Nigeria by birth. He's in Nigeria. He has right to sue and be sued. They've damaged his image. And if he so chooses to go to court, be it, I cannot just hold my hands and somebody will be destroying me, castigating me unjustly, and you say Rochimolo will not go to court. I will approach the court for justice.
But do you know if the Speaker? But do you know if Speaker Obasa is prepared to go to court on this, or is he still mulling it over whether or not to go to court?
His lawyer has written Zara reporter to have a rejoinder to retract those lights reported. That if they fail to do that within 7 days, then he has every reason to approach the court. So his lawyer has written Sahara, but to date, we have not heard back from Sahara whether they are going to refute all those lies they have propagated, and some other newspapers join them without cross-checking facts. In fact, it is this way many journalists, many media houses pass misinformation about Nigerians. And it's quite unfortunate that at this time and age of us as a nation, we cannot rely and stand by the truth. Many lies, too many. Even as a nation, it's one of the things that drawing us back, because lies sell more than truth. And because many of these low-key, medium-sized reporters and media houses rely on such lies so that they can try and make a living. That's what transpired. If the South Africa wants to go to court, let him go to court. He has the fundamental right to protect his image, his name, and his future.
Okay. We're going to have to rest it here for now, Honorable, by which I mean that, we'll have to see how the Speaker decides. And we bear in mind what you, and before you, Honorable Brimo, have sort of explained. It's that all of this is shenanigans going on within the House. It's all political. It's all, as you said, frivolous in some aspects, but that facts were being twisted. Well, thank you very much for your time as well, sir.
Beg of you that I can come to PBC with all those facts. If you give me time, because you cannot see all those documents that are with me. But if you give me time, I will come so you guys can trust. We don't know what is true or what is right.
Same thing with Honorable Brimo. He had some documents too, but we don't have the time, sir. And so we'd like to thank you, thank you very much for making time on to at least come and give us these outlines of how you in the House are perceiving this whole matter. Thank you very much for your time, Honorable.
Thank you, Uncle Yori.
Thank you, sir. So, well, there you go. It is what it is. Again, I think the bottom line as to whether the House of Assembly, through the Speaker, decides to kill this once and for all by going to court and letting it all hang out there, or not, well, as the Honorable said just before going, this was still in consideration. He has the right to go.
Yeah, exactly.
But whether indeed he will take that option, I think Honorable Brimo before him said that sometimes mediation could work, but if all else fails, perhaps we then do the needful.
No, I think going to court would be better, so that they can clear the issue once and for all. But I'm even more concerned about how official documents are always flying left, right, and
Well,
center.
again, you heard him say that some of those documents,
Don't forget even the president's speech too.
Yeah,
The way our official documents are always going into wrong hands, it's something everybody should be worried.
You know what they say, even though this is not the context in which they usually use it, but where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes, exactly.
So if there's a will to do this kind of a thing, they will find a way. I guess we've got to leave it here. It's not that we understand it much better than before, but at least we did get the House of Assembly's perspective on this whole matter. And we thank them, Honorable Olowo and Honorable Brimo before him, and indeed Comrade Declan Ehekere for coming on, and all of them giving us their perspectives. So Azukwa, I think I'm going to have to say happy Salah to you as you prepare for Salah.
Baraka di Salah.
There you go. Indeed. So that's our program today. Please join us on Monday for a fresh edition. I am Iyori Folani. Bye-bye for now.